Welcome back to Spoiler Free Wrestling, everyone. And with the calendar year almost over, it's kind of an interesting time to take a look at some statistics to get a feel for how a wrestler did throughout a calendar year. In this video, we're going to take a look at Becky Lynch's 2018 pay-per-view record, her 2018 record on SmackDown and other WWE programming, as well as we're just going to skim over some other statistics from Becky Lynch, like her pay-per-view record in previous years and her record on SmackDown in previous years. But before we get to those statistics, I just want to ask, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button to make sure you're not missing out on any unique wrestling content from Spoiler Free Wrestling. Alright, so when we look at Becky Lynch's 2018 pay-per-view record, and this is all available at SpoilerFreeWrestling.com, I did use Cage Match as a resource. Cage Match, for those of you who don't know, it's a German website that keeps excellent statistics on results. I'll throw a link to it in the show notes. So we started off, Becky Lynch started 2018 off. She was the second entrant into the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. The first was Sasha Banks. So they started things off in the Royal Rumble this year. Lynch lasted all the way. She was the 14th elimination. She was eliminated by Ruby Riott, and she helped eliminate Lita and Vicky Guerrero during the match. So not a bad start for Becky at all. Get to Fastlane. Now, Fastlane was one of the last brand-specific pay-per-views, so this was an entirely SmackDown pay-per-view, and Becky Lynch teamed with Naomi, and she lost to Carmella and Natalya at that event. And so Becky wouldn't be back on pay-per-view until June 17th. And so that's now, we're getting halfway through the year, and Lynch has wrestled in one tag match and been on the Royal Rumble 2018 match. So come Money in the Bank, June 17th, 2018, the second, well, it was the third ever Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It was the second ever Money in the Bank Money in the Bank ladder match for women on pay-per-view. I don't know. Alexa Bliss won that match. She would go on to cash in later in the night. So now we've got 6 months have come and gone in 2018. Becky Lynch is 0-3 on WWE programming. But then, and you'll probably remember this, Becky Lynch went on a winning streak on SmackDown and announced that it was time she got back into the running for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She is the inaugural winner of the SmackDown Women's Championship, having won the title for the first time at Backlash 2016. So Becky's in this storyline where she's going to get back into the title picture, and then her old friend Charlotte Flair turns up again, and Charlotte Flair beat Carmella, who was the women's champion at the time, and was added to Becky Lynch's title shot at SummerSlam. So instead of having Becky Lynch challenging Carmella for the title at SummerSlam this year, it was Flair, Lynch, and Carmella in a triple threat match. That was won by Charlotte Flair, and it had been building before this time, but it definitely exploded after this match, where the fans really adopted Becky Lynch as their favorite and rallied behind Becky Lynch on episodes of SmackDown and forced the WWE to really take notice of what she was doing. So she's 0-4 on pay-per-views in 2018 by the time September 16th rolls around, and that's the Hell in a Cell 2018, and Becky Lynch defeated Charlotte Flair to win the SmackDown Women's Championship and get her first win in 2018 on pay-per-view back at Hell in a Cell. The next time she would be on pay-per-view would be in Australia at Super Showdown. Becky Lynch was defending the title against Charlotte Flair. She got herself disqualified in that match And so Becky goes to now 1-5 on pay-per-view in 2018. That takes us to the Evolution pay-per-view. 1-on-1, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the third time on pay-per-view in 2018. And Lynch would come out the winner here, improving her 2018 pay-per-view record to 2-5. That takes us to TLC 2018, where Asuka defeated both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in a TLC triple threat match to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. So you can see just by looking at Becky Lynch's pay-per-view record that she was someone who was ranked lowly. They didn't have much plans for. She didn't even get her first win on pay-per-view until September. 9 months had passed until she was able to get her first pay-per-view win. Now on SmackDown, we've got some of her statistics here, and you can go over these in more detail at SpoilerFreeWrestling.com. And her record on TV was much better, a 19-6-1 total, with an impressive 11-1-1 in singles matches. And you look, I mean, she wrestled the Iconics in singles matches quite a bit. Carmella, Lana. Her one loss was actually to Mandy Rose, and the one tie or draw was a double countout against Charlotte Flair on the October 9th edition of SmackDown. If you go to Becky Lynch's 2015 to 2017 pay-per-view record, she's got a 4-12 record total. So pay-per-views have not been her forte. She's only been on the winning end of 6 pay-per-view matches dating all the way back to 2015. That's 6 out of a total of course, hold on. She was in what this year? 5, 6, 8. She's been in 8 this year and 12 before. So she's been in 20 total pay-per-view matches, and she's only won 6 of them. Granted, there's been a couple of Money in the Bank ladder matches, a Royal Rumble, a bunch of Fatal 5-Ways, triple threat matches, and things like that. So if you go to SpoilerFreeWrestling.com, we've got these in more detail. We've got her TV record from 2015 to 2017 as well. If you like these kinds of videos and articles with statistics, kind of treating pro wrestling like it would be treated by the mainstream media if it was a legitimate sports competition. And so if you like these kinds of articles and videos, please hit the upvote, share, like, whatever it is on YouTube or Facebook, and help more people find this kind of wrestling content. Thanks very much, everyone. I'm the Guy from Spoiler Free Wrestling.